there's gonna be naked. I can't even get through this without laughing. Hey guys, it's Molly here again for another video, and today we've got a story time coming your way. You see it from the title, you see it from the thumbnail. Yes, I went to a nudist spa. Now, I honestly don't even know where to begin with this story. I moved to LA a little over a year ago. Within the first few weeks of moving here, I was experimenting, going to a lot of different new restaurants and cafes in my neighborhood, see which places I like, and there was a kind of like Japanese Korean fusion place near me that I was recommended to try. So my mom and I went, and we're sitting down, and these ladies sit at the table beside us, and the tables were all really close together, and we were in between like two men, us, and then these two women, and all six of us were chatting. Like, none of us went together, we're all just chatting. The women beside us tell us that they had just come from an all-day spa. It was a Korean spa. It was amazing. They had great ramen there that you could buy to eat, like freshly made. It was really cheap. You could stay and use all these facilities all day, but there was one catch. At the very end, we're like, oh my gosh, like we have to get the name, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, there's just like one thing. It's like a naked spa, so you just have to be cool with like being naked. And we were like, you know, we're open-minded. Let's just take the name down. Probably 4 months later, we hadn't gone, and one of our good friends here in LA that is like a second mom to me, I've literally known her since I was born, and she happens to live in LA now with her husband. They've lived here for like 10 years. And she's like, oh, do you guys want to go to the spa with me tomorrow? It's like one of those naked spas. And we were like, I think we've heard about this. And unfortunately, we couldn't go because I had work stuff to do the next day. But we were like, you know what? Let's see how her experience is with her friends, and then we'll decide if we want to try this out. And she had rave reviews. She loved it. Like, everything we were hearing from everybody was like, these naked Korean spas are the way to go. A few weeks ago, my mom and I had kind of some downtime. We were super stressed and busy with work lately, and we had one afternoon off. And we were like, we just need to like get a massage or something. And then we were like, ding, the light bulb went off. We're on? What is that phrase? Is it off or on? Light bulb turned on? Whatever. By the way, side note, I just realized some of my vitamins were in the background, and that's not aesthetically pleasing, so buy vitamins. But in case you were wondering what that was, it's vitamins. No need to like expose me. It's nothing exciting. We decided we'd give this place a call and check it out. So we called. They said they had 2 massage appointments for 60-minute Swedish massages. They were super cheap, like $60, which so often massages are like $120 plus. So we were like, wow, this is great. And they said for an extra $10, you can stay all day and use the facilities. They had like this giant space that we could use. And we were like, let's do it. We had to Uber there because it's not very close to my apartment. It was like a 20-minute Uber, which in LA is not close. Or I guess in LA that is technically close because everything in LA is so spread apart, but it wasn't like a walking distance. So we get in the Uber, and when we're in the Uber with Gallop, my mom was like, oh God, I hope we don't have problems with Gallop, because being a guide dog user for almost 12 years, we know what places we typically will run into access issues. And it's typically convenience stores, Japanese restaurants, Indian restaurants, basically anywhere that's run by foreigners who have recently come to America or Canada and who haven't been properly trained on our laws, or who are used to different laws and access in their countries. Obviously, it's not everybody, but that's like typically where we experience the most access issues. So we're kind of usually a little more aware of it when we're going places where we know it's not going to be run by Americans or Canadians. We were like, oh shoot, like I hope we don't have an issue, because we were already cutting it close to our time for the massage. And of course, we get there, we walk in the door, and immediately there's a frenzy. It's a big issue. They're upset. We're trying to explain to them the best we can through the language barrier that it's a guide dog, it's illegal to deny us access, yada, yada, yada. And they're like, no, we understand that. Is it a boy? And I was like, yes. And they were like, it's just, like, this is a women's only spa. And I was like, I'm sorry? And they were like, there's gonna be naked. I can't even get through this without laughing. Like, there's gonna be naked women in there. And they're like telling me this. as if like Gallop's gonna be leering. Like my male dog is gonna be like, break me off a piece of that. Like as if he's gonna be like pursuing these women at the naked Korean spa. And I was like, yeah, no, I mean like he won't look. I don't know, like try to like have an adult conversation about the fact that like they can't deny him because he's a male. Sorry. This is the most ridiculous reason I've ever had an access issue. Okay, Molly, compose yourself. So basically we go on back and forth, like explaining like, I promise my dog won't look. He's not gonna peek. He'll most likely just nap because really he's into dogs. They brought like a bunch of different staff out to like convene and have conversations. They weren't speaking English, so I'm not sure what they were talking about. Obviously it was about me and the dog, but I don't know what they were saying. And then they kind of had one that spoke the best English who was kind of translating for everybody about these concerns. Basically, they suggested that Gallop could come in with me for the massage since it would just be me and no other naked women, that if I wanted to use the rest of the facility, he could wait for me. They would take care of him at their workstation. And so at this point, I'm like, great, my massage started 10 minutes ago, fine, whatever, like just let me go get my massage. So I get this massage, I get into the room, the woman like whips off my robe for me. Like she's ready, she's done this, she's getting in there. It was literally like what you would think of, like the stereotype of what you'd see in a movie, the Korean masseuse like climbing on top of you. Like she used her feet, she used her knees, she was elbows deep, she like got up like on the bed with me, like to like climb on top of me and just like whip my body into shape. She cranked, she cracked me, she pulled me, she pushed me, she did everything. I was like, we're like sitting up, we're laying down, we're turning over, we're going on our side, we're pulling the leg, we're like, it was a whole lot of something. Honestly, it felt great. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm like a new woman after this. I have all these ways I can move my body that I didn't even know about. But it was truly like I've been a frequenter of massages because I have a lot of tension in my back. So I've been frequenting massages for like probably since I was 10. And I've never had a massage where somebody has actually climbed up onto my back with their hands and knees. So that was certainly a new experience of a Swedish massage, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not hating it. It was fine. It was like, I'd go back. And then after that, we said our little goodbye to Gallop and we let them hang out with him. And so I straight up believe that their concern was that he was a male because they loved him. Like they loved him. They were snuggling him, they were hugging him, they were chatting to him, they thought he was so cute. Like it's not like they were afraid of him or didn't think he should be allowed there. I genuinely think their fear was that he's a male and that it's a female only nude spa. Now we're in these like little tiny cotton robes and we go into this big room and they had like everything. And there was literally a sign that said, no swimsuits allowed, like no clothing. Like they had a sign just in case you thought you could not go nude. No. They were setting the record straight. You had to be nude. No clothes or swimsuits allowed. During like most of the time, I had my robe on. I feel like for the most part, most people had their robes on. There was one point, because in the space, they had like all these different rooms. They had like a clay room, a fresh air room, one of those like frigid rooms that is the only room I didn't go into because girl, I hate being cold. They had like an infrared sauna, a Himalayan salt room. They had a Himalayan salt soaking tub. They had all these different things. They had a giant shower room. And so the shower room, definitely everybody was naked. It's just one giant open space with all these shower heads and everybody's naked showering. We're just all getting up in there. And any of the wet rooms, like with the tubs and stuff, everybody was rocking their birthday suit. But I feel like in the common space and some of the more like just hot, like dry heat rooms and stuff, people were wearing robes. And there's this little cafe where you could order food. Oh my God, it was the best dumplings and the best homemade ramen I've ever had. It was truly so good. It was so good. But while we were sitting there eating, one woman did like just run up fully in the nude to grab some water. Was like, sorry, hope I didn't ruin your appetite. And I was like, well, I'm just fine. I can't see. Overall, it was a really interesting experience. I would definitely not be afraid to go back. There was women of all shapes, all sizes, all backgrounds, all ages. There was like young girls there together that were friends. There was like moms and daughters like myself. There was older people there. Everybody was just like being free and owning who they were. Nobody seemed like shy or awkward. People were like chatting to each other. I can't see, so I was like, I hope I don't like look somewhere awkward unknowingly. I don't think that happened, fingers crossed. Also, I can't see, so I wasn't fazed by being surrounded by other naked people. And I was like, well, if everyone else is naked, I guess I'll just like own my body and do it. So I feel like at first there was like a lot of me that was like, this is so weird. I can't do this. This is so awkward. This is so weird, because I'm not in like a nudist cult. Like, this isn't my thing. I don't typically do that. It was a new experience. You know, I went with my mom. Like, she changed my diapers as a baby. I think she's fine. Would I do it again? Yeah, for sure. I would definitely do it again. I recommend people try it out if you're bold and brave and want to try something new. Check out a nude Korean spa near you. So yeah, I just thought I'd share this story because I thought it was so funny, particularly that they were concerned about Gallop leering at the naked women. That is not my type of man. He's very respectful of all people. So no need to be concerned. But he was very excited to see me when I got out. He was like ran. It was like, I don't know, from like a slow motion beach scene when like the woman and the man are like running to each other on the beach and they leap into each other's arms. Like, that was Gallop. There was like this long thin hallway. I was at the one end, he was at the other, and he turned the corner and he saw me and he just bounded. I was actually afraid he was gonna like go through the glass door at the end. I like caught him in my arms. It was a beautiful moment. Anyways, hopefully I'll be able to find like another inexpensive Korean spa to go to where they're not concerned about Gallop leering at women. So I think I'm gonna check out a couple other ones that I've heard of in the LA area as well. Definitely want to try a facial because Koreans are definitely known for really amazing skincare, so I want to try a facial. And all these things, they're so expensive when you go to typical spas, and they're so cheap. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Like it, I don't know, please, that's all. Okay, I love you guys. Hit the subscribe button and of course that little notification bell if you haven't already and you want to be notified every time this purple haired face, wait, my face doesn't have purple hair, my head has purple hair, whatever. Oh my god, okay, bye.